Hey everybody, I'm Katrina Storm or Katrina Cat whatever, and this is my first collab project for In Cat We Trust with Unpopular Review, as you know. And my wonderful co-host is joining me today, so let me welcome the executive consultant, Chris Harris.
What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you. You knew your name today. That takes a lot of talent. Thank you. I hope everybody's doing well this Saturday afternoon. And I'm really excited for this episode because we want to talk about teams that are going to make an impact. We have it right now, and I meant absolutely no pun intended for that. Don't kill me. It's going to be really interesting to see, and I'm really excited to have these on. And thank you so much for making me a part of this with you, Ms. Storm.
Thank you. So before I bring them on, I wanted to show, I saw this promo video package that they had that was really dope. So I want to introduce you guys to Primal Fear. I'm going to play the video first and then we will bring them on. That was pretty dope, no lie. I'm like super into that. Okay, so let me bring
Very intense.
It was, right? We're gonna just start burning some shit just because. Okay, so I'm going to bring all of them on one by one. First, let's introduce Omen to the group. Hey, how are you?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on, and let's bring in Gabriel. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. And Soriano, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Can I just say, can we please watch that video again? Because that was pretty dope.
It was really dope. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, I gotta put this on the stream so people can see this was really like super catchy. I was ready to like just burn some shit down.
That video was shot at Omen's house. We shot that video.
Oh, that's pretty dope. And one person did the video, like it was like one cameraman. That's good angles.
Yes.
We don't, yeah.
Yeah. Just use my phone. Use my phone.
Okay, that's crazy. That's even better that was done on the phone. Wow. That's impressive, guys. Very impressive.
Yeah, because for that we had a Future of Honor show coming up, and like we wanted a way to promote ourselves, so we figured maybe we should do like a promo video.
Yeah.
And we tend to try to be like outside of the box. We don't want to be, generic us talking in front of the camera. Like, let's make a vignette video style. So then we went to Matt's place and all from there.
Found an axe and decided to start chopping wood. And so
I'm very good at making fires. It's my favorite thing to do. So
that's really dope. Hey, Denise, thank you for joining us. Okay, so I got quite a few questions over the week. I was actually very surprised. So I'll start off with the first question I have. So a few people asked where and how did you guys first meet each other?
All right, am I going first?
You can go first, brother.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you two should go first because I don't come later. Right?
All right, so I'm gonna talk about how I met Matt, and I tell everyone like this story because it's pretty funny. All right, so we were on I think it was an 8th grade trip, a summer school trip, and the trip was at a skating ring. And I don't know how to skate. It was roller skating. I don't know how to roller skate. So it was me, like my girlfriend at the time, another friend of mine, and they were trying to teach me. I just kept like falling, busting my ass. And I was like, man, fuck this. I quit. So I went, sat down on the side, and this dude comes up to me He's like, "Yo, did you fall?" I'm like, "Yeah." He just pointed at me and laughed and walked away.
I was a bad guy.
That was Matt.
Oh,
And we never met before. He just came up to me like, "Yo, did you fall?" And I'm like, "Nah." And it was funny because like I didn't get mad at it. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Nice.
Man, and then we ended up going to the same high school, and and then we just got together there.
Oh, cool.
We kind of saw each other through the hallways in high school and everything like that. Eventually, our high school didn't have a wrestling team until our sophomore year, and I kind of went into the gymnasium that day, ready to sign up for wrestling, and I saw him and a couple of our friends there. I was like, "You guys sign up for like high school wrestling?" They're like, "Yeah, we want to be pro wrestlers." And I was like, I want to be a pro wrestler. So we kind of built a friendship based on that for the most part. And so a couple years later, we decided to try wrestling school. We met Gabriel.
So y'all met Gabriel in wrestling school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we were all at the Monster Factory training together. And I was kind of doing my own thing. Them two, there was actually another member of Primal Fear. So there was going to be 4 of us.
Okay.
But so I was just kind of doing my own thing. Like I just started training. I was pretty new. And Damian Priest, who I was friends with, because he was our trainer, but me and him went to the same gym, so we became close. I was also close with them too because they had the same taste in music. They were all from Atlantic City, and he actually came up with the idea to put us together.
It's a good idea. Works very well. And y'all been
worked out so far.
What were we like? What were we at the school a year before Gabriel showed up? Like a year,
Like
6 months.
I was pretty new.
When did you come? Like November-ish, Gabriel? I think we started in July.
I joined December. Like the first week of December. So you guys.
Yeah, so about 6 months. Yeah, about 6 months.
And even before we became a tag team, we would stay till like 1 a.m, 12 midnight, training together. When everybody else would leave, it'd only be a few of us left in the Moss Factory, and we'd all train.
Yeah, it would usually be the 3 of us, the other at the time member of Primal Fear, and Cody, who's now 10 in the Dark Order.
Yes, 10.
So the 5 of us training.
Yeah, we all just clicked pretty well together.
Nice. And you said that you were all trained by Damian Priest?
Yeah.
Okay. How did that like really come about? Besides, they were from Atlantic City. Y'all had the same taste in music. So I can only begin to imagine how that was. But tell us a little bit about the trials and tribulations that might have happened. Like, what was like some of the strong points that you learned from that bond that you had?
Man,
I mean, I give him credit for probably just about everything I have ever and will ever accomplish in wrestling.
Nice. That's a big.
I mean, he took the time that he would pull us aside, really go over things with us, come up with ideas with us. We'd go to his house after shows, and he would
for hours,
watch our matches back with us. And I mean, he just, I guess he saw something in us. And we kind of it, and I mean,
and plus he's seeing that we actually wanted to learn, like we were there to actually get better, and like he was willing to invest his time into us because we were willing to invest our time there,
right?
So
right. And that's very interesting. I'm just intrigued by the Damian Priest because I live here in Orlando, so I go to NXT quite often, pre-COVID.
Okay.
So one of the most impressive things, I mean, the man is very impressive. I can't wait to see him go to the main roster. But one of the most impressive things I see out of Damian Priest is his interest and the excitement that comes from his interest, the intensity that comes from interest. And one of the things I've noticed about the three of you, and that's why I said when I even looked at your promo video, y'all use the word dope, and trust me, it's definitely dope. But one of the words I always talk about is intensity, and I see that same intensity from the three of you guys. So that's when y'all said that. It just clicked right away. I love that information. Thank you so much for sharing that.
That's how that's how it has to be, man. Because you gotta remember, like, people are coming, like, they're spending money to come see you, so you have to like bring that intensity, like, because if you're like bland, boring, there's no energy, then like, then what are we doing? Like, what are we doing out there?
Yeah, ultimately, it's performance. So.
A lot of it too, it's like you gotta really feel it, you know, like. People laugh, but like I really don't like people. Like this like group like, the character I play, like it's like real. I don't like
right.
Like it's real.
Right. I believe that.
I think I've been.
If I see you on the street, I'll cross. I got you. Okay. I got you.
When we were still training at the Monster Factory, Abyss had a seminar there, and one thing he said I'll never forget was he said, "Be the person in the ring that you can't be in the streets." Yes. I was like, "Yo," my brain said.
I'm so glad you guys said that, because that's one of the things I always tell people. Like, if I'm going to a wrestling show, for me to be involved and invested, it has to be something about the wrestler. Like, what is it that you're doing that's different from everybody else? That I'm like, all right, now I have to, now I have to start buying some merchandise. Because once I start buying merchandise, that's it. Like, now I'm gonna be like probably obsessive over it. So I'm glad that you guys said that you have this whole thing. It's like, no, we have to be like intensive with it. The fact that you guys were always the last to leave, which says a lot about your dedication, that you guys were the last ones to leave while everybody else was doing everything else. You guys were still training. So I think that's like speaks a lot in regards to like your tenacity when it comes to doing your craft wrestling. So my next question then would be, how would you guys describe your personas, like the gimmicks you guys have? That's like, you know, you guys are regular right now. When you're wrestling, how would you describe your personas?
I guess dark.
I don't want to say dark as much as we're troublemakers. We like to start with the pot. We're instigators.
Yeah, different.
We like to I don't know. It's fun.
I always thought different was good.
Well, I like to say
we're not evil, we're not supernatural. We do our own thing.
I like to think of us as like, you guys ever watch The Warriors, the movie The Warriors? Like, think of us as like an extra gang that was in that movie. Like think of us as like a gothic gang that was in that movie. Like we put masks on, we put the leather jackets on, we might carry like weapons here and there.
We're a couple dangerous guys.
Yeah. That's actually a really good analogy, because I can actually picture you guys with all the amount of gangs that was in that movie, and they had like their little moments to kind of shine. I can definitely see that. Like, okay, you're just this guy's from Jersey, ready to fuck some shit up in New York. I can definitely see that. Definitely see that. So, what does the name mean to you guys? Like, what made you come up with Primal Fear? Is it like it was because of your taste in music, or is it something else? What does it mean to you personally?
Well, this is another one that I could step back from.
So we had a brain. We were supposed to have a 6-man match originally. It's a couple years back, before Gabriel. I think before we had your first match. I think you were training though, but you haven't had your first match yet. We had a 6-man tag that night, and we had to come up with a name. It was our first 6-man tag at the Monster Factory, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Matches also. So we brainstormed with Damian Priest for maybe an hour or two before the show. And originally, the first night we wrestled as a trio, we were Primal Hate. It was a different name. And then our coach at the time didn't like the name at all. And I think he changed it, or he told us that we need to change it. And it ended up being a Primal Fear after that. And just kind of the same concept. It's raw violence, raw, just, I don't know, just we portray in the ring is just anarchy and chaos and unfiltered violence. So that's the kind of name we want to portray. So Primal Fear, we feel like, would convey what we try to send to people, anyone in the audience, and to any opponent, we will make anyone see Primal Fear. That's just the way we see. That's our philosophy behind it.
Cool. So it
It's
has like,
marketing.
when I was like looking you guys up, and YouTube is really weird with, I guess, algorithms and hashtags and stuff. So I kept seeing the movie, and then I kept seeing this band, and I'm like, I was slightly curious, like, did the band have something with your name? Because they kept coming up. It was like a mix of your matches, and then it was a mix of this band, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, we didn't know that when we created the name. So
there's a movie called Primal Fear.
Apparently with Edward
There
Norton.
isn't
Oh, like,
There was. I saw the movie. It was a terrible movie.
I've never seen it.
It was you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything. At the end of you all's careers, when people look up Primal Fear, they're going to think about you. They're not going to think about the movie. Don't even worry about the movie. But I was looking you up too, and I'm glad you mentioned the Chaos and Destruction, because I saw a recent video of you all entering, I believe it was a gym or a dojo or something, with two guys in the ring wrestling, and y'all throwing around tables and causing chaos absolutely everywhere. Carnage.
Yeah.
So I see why you got the name Primal Fear. I see why. Y'all even that's to see the carnage you were going to cause. So I definitely.
Have you seen that one, Katrina?
Yeah, I did. That's actually the first one I saw when I started looking you up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw stuff. Oh, okay, this is what you're doing. This is gonna be that type of environment right now, right? I'm with it. So I thought it was cool.
That's another one though. Like that was real. Like we went there that day and we were like, let's just tear the place apart. Like that's what we would do. Like,
oh, that's even better.
There must be a lot of fun at parties.
What's the saying? You come in, fuck shit up, and leave.
Arrive, race up, leave.
Shout out to Cheeseburger for letting us do that with him, and that was really fun. That was really nice of him to let us do that. Like shout out to Cheeseburger.
Yes.
So, like, who are your favorite wrestlers growing up, or like, what's a wrestler you would say outside of Damian Priest? Because now that I know he's somebody you guys credit to the beginning of you guys, would have the greatest influence or impact in your wrestling career.
Oh man,
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, definitely Shawn Michaels.
I love Shawn Michaels.
I say it all the time. Every interview, I said most likely you're going to hear Shawn Michaels. He's always it for most wrestlers. He's always it.
If it was up to me, I would be a hybrid of Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Bray Wyatt.
Ooh, that is an interesting trio, but I can see bits and pieces of why you would want to be those three people. That's good. Bray Wyatt, shout out to him. I think of all the current wrestlers, especially in WWE right now, I think he's like the most legendary you can have. You can put him up against almost any legend, automatically you will feel heat. You will get the goosebumps going. Him versus Rock, him versus Shawn Michaels, him versus Undertaker, which we've seen, Triple H, anybody. And not a lot of wrestlers you can say you can do that, have that feel with.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Definitely.
Oh man,
that John Cena match was incredible. Like it wasn't even a match. That was like the most entertaining thing. Like,
What was it? Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania this past year? Yes.
I thought it was more like a mind fuck. It really wasn't. It was just like he was just fucking with him. That's what it was good. It got you thinking. It kind of like John Cena, who never went heel. He was always just the face of the company, always for the kids. So it was kind of cool to like, well, what if you kind of do? Everybody has a bad side. What if you were, put that in your persona? So I thought it was pretty dope. Bray Wyatt is probably one of the best people on the mic for me, as far as he just says things, and you're like, even if you don't really like him, you're like, this is really you right though. Like you kind of thinking about it, like, you right, Bray, you right. Like it works. So he's actually pretty cool. I like that combo. What about you, Soriano? Like, who would you say that's like, if you can like mesh yourself up, who would you be?
Oh man, like I'll definitely go Shawn Michaels. Like I'm a huge Chris Jericho fan. Like he's one of the biggest influences in my life. And Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
Like, I like the last Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my face. Oh man. And
it was like the top three.
Nice. I have an off-the-wall question. Hold on a second. I have an off-the-wall question because we mentioned it. We talked about the Firefly Funhouse. They've had numerous movie matches because of what the world we're living in right now. Would the three of you be interested in doing a movie match if given the chance to?
Yo, that would be dope. Yeah, that would be so dope.
That back in the woods. We'd be in like, you know, a little basement or something.
Nice.
But anywhere, like the streets, doesn't matter.
I see creative minds rolling. Y'all should talk to the higher up and try to get that going.
Like I said, that promo package, and like you guys did that on the phone, which I'm still like mentioning because it's just crazy to me that you did that on the phone. It wasn't even a camera, so that's crazy to me. That it looks so professional, done on like a cell phone. So I feel like that type of vibe you guys have, like, you know, like some of them. Well, Gabe knows this, but I'm like a really big horror fan. So when you watch those movies where it be like that, like really backyard, like really creepy cellar basement, like somebody probably have like 5 bodies in the basement or somewhere. Like that's the vibe I got when you guys opened up the shed thing at the bottom. You were just standing there. I was like, this could be some shit going on down here that I'm not aware of, but I kind of want to know what it is. So I feel like if they have that kind of vibe match with you guys, where it's just like whoever your opponent is, you guys get to show that part of yourselves and be like really creepy and just like no holds bar, just do whatever. I think it would probably be really dope because the way your gimmick fits, I feel like it would be perfect for like a movie style match.
Yeah,
like,
we've already spitballed like tons of ideas when they like stuff like that. Like we're way ahead of you already. Way ahead of you.
That's kind of what I think we try to portray. We're ultimately like movie villains, movie horror villains, kind of.
So y'all would never think about going babyface again?
We're not against it.
Yeah, I mean, we were faces for a while, and you could still be, you know, the same. Like I didn't wrestle any different.
Nope.
I didn't act any different. I didn't dress any different.
I just beat up bad guys.
So yeah, for a little bit. You know, you just do your weird, creepy shit to the bad guys, and then the people like it. Like, you know.
Yeah, but you know, when you're babyface, you still gotta like people. You still gotta talk to them. So I don't know, man.
I mean, I confront pretty good.
Wait, so since we're talking about horror movies, what's your guys' favorite like horror like villain? Who's your favorite slasher?
Oh man, he beat me to it. I was gonna ask that question to them, and then they beat me to it. Okay, all right.
Now we're interviewing you.
Ladies first. Kat, go ahead.
Okay, well for me it's Freddy, and it's between Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers. Freddy Krueger, because I think it's very creepy that the killer is somewhere when you feel like you're supposed to be your safest space, which is when you're in bed sleeping. He's there. And I think like even though his backstory is a little bit creepy and like you might have been messing with kids, and take that aside, it's just, oh, I'm trying to have a good night's sleep and you might show up in my dreams and kill me anyway. Like I'm still like traumatized when he just Johnny Depp in the first one. Like I'm still like sad that Glenn died. Johnny Depp died. I mean, like, but he was such a nice guy. Why did you kill him? He was just listening to music in his waterbed chilling, and I just was like, no, killed him. And I'm still like traumatized about that. And I wasn't even so I still like, and then I like Michael Myers because he's just a psychopath. And I feel like the best kind of a killer, without really stupid crazy reason, is like if you're just crazy to be crazy, okay, that's great. Like I feel that's one of the reasons why Joker's my favorite Batman villain, because he's just crazy. There's like really no rhyme and reason to it. You're just crazy. So for me, those are my two. I gave up on Jason a long time ago, even though I love certain things from it. It's just
what?
listen, like I had to give up on him because I'm just like, okay, guys, like once he came to New York. And I was like, any New Yorker would tell you this is not the way this would have went down. Like, there's no way you just fucking with New Yorkers and they're just okay with this. This is not how New Yorkers are. And that happened. I was done. I was like, okay, so you're just gonna some big guy, no matter how big New York is gonna be like, who the F are you? And they're gonna be ready.
It's not Jason's fault.
So I have to
It's the director's fault. It's not Jason's fault.
But he punched somebody's head off. Who's gonna mess with him?
And I was like, okay, guys, what are we doing here? It was a little bit like sometimes I feel like you don't have to keep stretching the franchise. We've watched enough. If it's good enough, people will watch it for years to come, which is why I can always watch the first Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, because it's a classic. You don't need to like keep adding to it or keep changing to it. So those are my two.
But you know.
You know, I always say you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite horror movie character because it tells you where their mindset's going. So this is why I try not to argue with Katrina that often. But I have to go with, you know, some people don't consider this a horror movie franchise, and I don't either, but I'm still going to mention it because I love it, and that's Saw. And Kat, you can just talk. I'm not going to do this in the middle of it, but Saw, I'm a big Saw fanatic, simply put the psychology of that movie. And the brutality of the traps. especially the first one. The first one was the first ever movie I ever stood up and clapped at the end because I was like, oh my God, I didn't think the guy that was dead.
That was where movie one. I was there for that.
I like the sequels too. We're not going to do that. I like the sequels. But otherwise than that, I would go also Halloween, Michael Myers, almost for the same thing. I like psychological thrillers. I like psychological killers. And even though he's not like the smartest guy in the world, like setting up everything, but just the fact that, hey, you were able to kill all these people, all you did was stand behind some sheets. That was great. Plus, you can't argue with the music. Which was my ringtone for many years. So those are my two favorite horror movies. But I'm gonna bounce it back on you all. Yeah, I'm one of those hosts. I'm gonna bounce it back on you all with some of your favorite horror movie villains.
All right, I'll go first. All right, my top two. First has to be Chucky. I love Chucky.
Yes, that little fuck.
Yeah. It's just something about a creepy dog, man, just gets under your skin, and Chucky got under mine when I was a little kid. And number two is Pinhead from Hellraiser.
I'm still scared of him.
He's definitely a good
I can't believe I said that on live stream.
Give me two Hellraiser, because it's supposed to be like some like weird shit that happens. You open the box and this shit happens, and I feel like it's gonna fit you guys because there's like all this like really weird off the chart out of the box kind of stuff that happens when you open the box. You're like, what the hell is this? And then Chucky, I was just telling one of my closest friends earlier today when she was mentioning something about a doll, and I was like, every time I see a movie with a doll that's killing, I always feel like, listen, I look at a doll and I'm like, I will flip this right out the window real quick. I'm not gonna be fighting with no doll. I'm not gonna be sitting here and get killed by no doll. Like I will flip it out the window really quick and end that just right now. So that's cool. I love the first Child's Play. I loved it so much because like the kid.
Yeah, it's really good.
True cut, bowl cut. It was so cute and like nice. And he said, "Oh, I want this doll. It could be my best friend." And he's the only child, so I understood. I have siblings, but I have friends who like only child, and like you need something to play with and use your imagination. And then no, you just have to get the one doll that's psychopath. So yeah.
Have y'all seen the Chucky reboot, like the latest one that came out?
Yes,
Yeah.
I liked it. I just wouldn't have named it Child's Play. I would have named it like a Buddy or something.
So we're talking about the one that literally came out in movie theaters last year, not because I know the year before that they also had like a sequel. Mark Hamill, I think.
Right?
I was interested in it. I just didn't like the new concept that came up with it. I think that's what my problem of it was. But it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
So this is not the
I
same.
think if they wouldn't have gave it like the Child's Play name, Chucky and all that, and they would have just made a completely different story, it would have been like really good. I think it would have gotten better, like a better reception to what it did.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think they were coming out, or they did come out with a TV series as well for it.
Yeah, TV show.
I think they're working on that.
Yeah, I'm interested because I like to know, how do you make a TV series out of that? How many people is going to really get killed by this little 2-foot doll? Actually, we have 2 feet people who are 2 feet who watch our show. And they kill me every single time they ask me a question. So I mean, maybe. We'll see.
I was waiting for that, Chris. I in there.
I don't like people either, so I felt that.
I think we found our 4th member.
Yeah.
But y'all from Jersey, right? That's another conversation. All right.
We're not going to do that to the upper East Coast. We're not going to do that. We keep the Florida vibe.
Go ahead.
Jersey's better than Florida. That's all I'm going to say. Jersey's better than Florida. We're not going to do that. Okay? Not going to do that.
I'm in fear of my life because you have 3 people from Primal Fear on, so I won't comment on that. What you got, Kat?
Well, I don't know. Did you guys all give your favorite killers, villains? I kind of like. I know you gave like.
Mine's are very similar. I like. I would say Pinhead from Hellraiser, probably number 1 maybe, because his presence was so powerful. Anything he said, you listened. That was really cool. And Jason, early Jason from the 3rd or 4th movie before he was too crazy. He was still wearing a potato sack? Right, that movie was one of my favorites, and the one after that, when he had the mask for the first time.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool because he was hunting. He was hunting everybody, and the last person's running around trying to get away, and they find all of their friends hung up in different little traps, like levels and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Did you go, Gabe? I'm not sure. Did you?
Yeah, how about you, Gabriel?
Well, anyone who has ever looked on my Instagram, my room is pretty much dedicated to Jason. Friday the 13th, I got pretty much everything signed by Kane Hodder. He's my favorite Jason.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I like Freddy though. I like horror movies. I've never really seen a bad horror movie. I'm pretty easy to please.
Hey, Michael.
I killed in it. I enjoy it.
So I have to ask.
But Jason's got to be my number one.
I have to ask this question: was anybody a fan of Jason X?
I love Jason. Love it.
Evil gets an upgrade.
That might be one of my favorite ones.
Oh, I actually liked it too.
Man,
That's
Terminator.
Entertaining for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was actually not that bad. You know, it wasn't the best movie, but it wasn't that bad. You know, I especially I marked out. I'll use a wrestling term because we got off wrestling, but I marked out when he took that what was it, the sleeping bag, and he started hitting the other woman.
Yo, if anybody play Mortal Kombat?
Yes, one of my favorite games.
Was a guest character in like the last Mortal Kombat. Now it's his fatality. He'll just grab the body and just start like, bam.
Oh. Yeah, I never made that far because I suck at that game.
You do?
Yeah,
Good to know. That's good to know because you didn't tell me. Now I'm gonna play you.
I usually don't tell people when I'm bad at something because you know I gotta look strong. You know, I gotta put myself over. But you know, I'm not good. I'm not good at Mortal Kombat. I'll beat you in Marvel vs. Capcom. You want to play me in that? You know, or WWE 2K. I'll beat you with that easily. That's wrong. But Mortal Kombat, yeah, you'll kick my ass.
Oh, I will. That's one of my favorite games. Okay, so my next wrestling question is like for your finisher moves, how did you decide what would be that move that will like this is it, like when at the end of the match and it's gonna be that move that sets you apart from the other wrestlers? How did you guys decide on your finishing moves?
I guess we should talk about our three-man finisher, right? Our trios finisher.
Yeah, honestly, if you asked me what my single finisher would be, I don't think I could even answer it.
No, but essentially our three-man finisher is it's usually me and Omen standing next to each other. Our opponent is running towards us, and it's a double flapjack. We lift him up into the air. We fall backwards, and Gabriel catches him in an X Factor.
Right.
Nice.
Kind of our deal.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah, it was a Future of Honor dojo match or Ring of Honor dojo match or something like that. Yeah, I saw that. I definitely saw y'all surrounded him like Predator, right? And it just because the other two they were gone, they disappeared. They ran in turnbuckles or something like that. So y'all took advantage. It was a wonderful thing. I did see that. I remember that. It was a dope move. Oh wow, I said dope again. I'll say that word. See, I'm rolling off the
Actually, yeah, I do like when you guys are like when there's the three of you guys kind of surrounded. It kind of gives like that animalistic type like vibe. Like, oh, it's us and you now. It's us and you. I actually really like it. Everybody can't really pull that off well. I don't like when everybody normally do it. Like you would tell certain people, but it works for you guys that you guys are like, okay, this is it. And I appreciate it because it's really well done. Like I've seen it in a few matches.
That happened by accident too. Completely unplanned thing that the three of us just happened to pick up on.
Yeah, it works really well. It gives off the like again the vibe that you guys have with the gimmick. It's just like you guys are really just here to like cause some chaos and win some matches and then leave. And I like that so much because again, everybody can't pull off the like Randy Orton is good for doing that when he kind of gets all crazy in the ring and like he's doing a weird stalking his prey type of thing. But everybody can't pull that off well. And you guys actually pulled it off very well. Where I'm just like, oh, I'm ready for whatever you're about to do. I'm ready. Like I'm excited. So
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I got like some parts of it. So what would you say is like your favorite match of all time, like that you guys have done?
Ooh. Let me mute myself on this one.
My favorite match.
Like our favorite match.
Yeah,
like,
match you had either. It can be I can make it two parts. So your favorite match you've probably ever seen in any wrestling company, and the favorite match you had worked, like whatever match whoever you worked with, whatever company it was. What was your favorite match?
I think my favorite match I've probably ever been in. Man, that's tough. I don't know. Because I either really like my matches a lot or I absolutely hate them.
Yeah, it's usually the case.
So, yeah. Favorite. Man, maybe that 8-man tag match we did.
Which one was
with Damien against Homicide and
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Where was that? A 10-man tag, right? Or 8?
Oh yeah, it was
10-man
three of
tag.
us, Damian Priest and our friend Sage Matthews. We're facing
Yeah, so 8.
Camarado, Mark Cruz, Homicide, Falaba, and Mar Bakar, also from Impact. That was great. That was
hour 20 minutes.
Hour and 20
elimination time.
Was it really that long? It wasn't that long.
It was probably a little. It was probably over an hour.
Maybe an hour.
That was crazy, man.
Match was long.
At that point of our career, that was like our biggest. That was like the biggest match of our career at that point. I still hold that match like high up there.
Like I felt like this is real.
I like that match. I like it was the three of us and I think Royal Money, right? At Moss Factory. Maybe the last circus time that we did.
Oh, the other.
Yeah, when I got
tagged
through the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's happened in multiple matches though, right?
Yes.
That is true. I do always
you get it.
Through the table.
All right, what's your favorite match that you've seen, Gabriel?
Shawn Michaels versus Mankind at In Your House.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh,
that is a good one.
9 games in Philadelphia, man.
That's very much.
As for me, my favorite match that I've seen, and I use this one because like if anyone's like, oh man, like I don't like pro wrestling, like what's a match that I should watch? I always point out this match, and it's The Rock and Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania.
That's a good one.
Just because of the electricity from the crowd, that energy, and and someone who hasn't seen wrestling before, they watch that, they understand,
Yes. WrestleMania 18, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, 2 of the greatest of all time, lighting up the Toronto Skydome. Good choice.
You know eye roll because you just said that. You know how I feel about Hulk Hogan now.
I know how you feel about Hulk Hogan. You can't deny the fire and the electricity of that match.
It was very good. Like it was very good to build up for it. It's gimmick versus gimmick. You have Hollywood Hogan, the man who went to Hollywood, one of the most electrifying. It worked, but I also really
nobody talks about the moves that were done in that match. Nobody talks about
You talk about the fact that was a match from beginning to end where the fans were into it the entire time. There's very few matches where they're into it loudly from the beginning of the bell to the end of the bell. And that was definitely one. And that was interesting. I love that match for it. And I always felt bad for Chris Jericho and Triple H for having to follow that match.
Oh, man.
So you guys did. Oh, you can go. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm very basic. I love the Rock Austin WrestleMania 17. Just because I was so young, and that match was just a fight. It was ass kicking the entire 20-30 minutes of it, and the build-up, little hype video beforehand, Limp Bizkit. I watch that probably once a year.
That's great. That's one of the best hype videos.
Yeah. And probably the best, arguably, everything's arguable in wrestling, but probably arguably one of the best build-ups going into a main event match at WrestleMania that you can think of. You can throw a couple of others in there, but I remember, I was young too, I feel like it was 8 years ago now, but that build up going into it ever since, Stone Cold winning the Royal Rumble, Rock winning the title back, the first one, getting ready, let's say, don't get injured. Whatever the hell he said, Deborah, that's probably the most memorable thing Deborah did outside of puppies, being the manager of the Rock. I mean, the intensity they had with the interviews, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to have that championship, which they illustrated well in the Limp Bizkit promo video that you mentioned, which everybody still talks about to this day. To this day, 19 years later, God, 19 years later, and they still talk about that promo video more so on the video, the promo video. 3 great choices. I loved all 3. Thank you. I thought y'all was going to scare me. I thought some Dog Kennel in a cage match or something. I was like really scared of Pearson. But thank you for that. I appreciate that.
So if you can compare yourself to like another wrestling stable or like a favorable comparison, who would you compare yourself to? Because we have like different stables, like there's like TX and the Shield, and so who would you guys compare yourselves to? If you could compare yourselves to like a wrestling stable, who would you compare yourselves to?
It's funny because people call us Brood all the time. Like, yo, there's Brood.
I was just gonna say the Brood, but I don't know.
I love the Brood. Listen, I was a Hardy's fan, man. When they Christian Edge them, I loved it. I was a big Hardy fan.
I feel like more people remember the Brood simply because of their music was so catchy. I feel like if we took that out, people might not remember the Brood as much.
Well, they had like that dark vibe, like the whole like
they had the bloodbath, right?
Hair, and so it was. That's what I remember mostly. Not even Gangrel so much. It was like the rest of them for me.
But if Gangrel's watching this, tell him to give us a call.
Gangrel, he's been mentioned a lot on this show lately. He gave us a shout out last week, and then he wrestled last night here in Orlando. And one of our co-hosts actually went and took a picture with him. So next time I'll mention that when we see him. I think and slap me, don't kill me, but slap me if I'm wrong. But I feel like the 3 of you have a little bit of a Shield vibe to me, the way y'all attack people.
We got the Shield.
We get sometimes, yeah.
People get the Shield a lot.
Yeah, I definitely see the Shield. I definitely see Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, and a Dean Ambrose. I think the 3 of y'all, if y'all branched out, y'all will be y'all could be future world champions, and I feel like y'all can actually still be one of the greatest factions of all time. Like I said, the way y'all surround people and beat the snot shit out of them, and I mean snot shit because it goes down their nose and comes out their ass. But the way y'all beat them is amazing to me. So I have to go with the Shield. No knock on the Brood, but I would go with the Shield. I see the
Shield, man.
I swear, I see
the Shield with the Brood.
We're a little bit of everything.
I like it. So you guys said that you guys bonded off of music, and I got the question off of Instagram, but it was funny that because it was like such a regular, not really wrestling question. So Alex asked, "What was your favorite songs?" And since you guys said that you technically bonded over music, that's how you guys kind of became friends. What would you say your favorite band, favorite song is?
Oh man, you hit me deep. Favorite song. Go, Gabriel.
What was that favorite song you said?
Yeah, favorite band, favorite song.
Oh man, I can't go song, but like
Eminem fan. So I'd have to say Eminem. I have "Lose Yourself" tattooed on me. So I guess that's my favorite band, favorite song.
2-1.
Even though it's not a band. It's a human, not a band.
Do you guys listen to heavy metal at all?
It depends, because I have a very wide variety of music I like. So if a song is catchy, or it'd be like that one, like it could be like a bass guitar or electric guitar, and I'm like, oh, this sounds really dope, and I'll just like the song off of that. So I listen to some. It depends on what the song is, because my music taste is very, very wide.
Okay. How about you, Chris? You have any favorite heavy metal band?
Oh no.
I don't listen to it either, so I'm always left out.
I used to listen to. Okay, well, it's a difference because I always get confused because there's heavy metal and there's rock and roll. So
right.
I can listen to rock and roll, but that heavy metal thing where I feel like, I'm about to take a guitar and bust it on the stage or something, I don't think I can listen to that as well. But I used to really, I was a big fan of AC/DC, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like that. I'm not so much into it now, but I still can sometimes hear a song. But I can't have an intelligent conversation about it or anything like that. I would have to shut up. It'd be like Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it's hard to choose favorite band because, like,
heavy metal band a couple years ago.
I didn't catch that. What you say?
Oh, a few years ago, me and Soriano used to play in a heavy metal band together.
Oh, did y'all?
Yep.
Nice. What was you guys called?
We were Cast Down.
Cast Down.
Well, we had two names. First, we were Cast Down, and then we were Born from Kings, right?
Yeah, we never really did much with the second band. Just play around.
We've only played 4 shows. 4 shows in Atlantic City. And that was before we started wrestling.
See, I wish I knew that. I would have asked y'all to bring one of y'all songs, and we could have played it. You know what I'm saying?
All CDs have been destroyed. I don't know. I don't think we have any songs.
I wish we still had one. I wish we still had one.
Y'all should. Okay, y'all need to go back into business. Y'all need to come back in the show. On our music mission show, and just play a little for us. I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, me and Omen talking ideas, man. We should play our own entrance song, create our own entrance theme song. That'd be pretty cool. Be like Chris Jericho.
And that's actually one of my favorite songs. I love that song. So the fact that he has his band, I'm like, yes, get you all into it. And it's cool because everybody usually when you see the song plays, everybody sings it and everything. So Matt Hardy had his wife post his song, and I thought that was pretty cool because it was very personal. So it's you got your wife putting it out there, and even though it wasn't as catchy as Judas's, it's still I think it's dope when the wrestler put that much into the character as well. This is personal to me. This is something I did as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Shawn Michaels for Sexy Boy, which is still being used by I heard and saw where Eminem Lose Yourself, which is one of my favorite karaoke go-to songs when I'm drunk.
Nice.
Every Friday. So thank you so much for mentioning that. That's definitely upcoming happen.
Me and Omen got a little karaoke go-to song.
Really? Which one is that? Which song is that?
What's the name of it, Matt?
Listen, you can't say this because you never actually sang the song with me.
All out.
We always talk about it.
Well, there's what are the Whole Notes song? Yeah, Whole Notes. I forget what song.
I can't remember which one right now.
Okay, so that's two things.
When we're driving, it's big karaoke in the car.
All right, since we're talking about karaoke, there was this one time in Atlantic City. It was me and Travis Jacobs. He's another pro wrestler. And we got up to the karaoke bar and we sang the Pokemon theme song.
It's everybody. I know all the words to that song too, so it's just I feel that's childhood right there. Even if you didn't Pokemon, you knew the theme song.
Oh yeah,
everybody knew the theme song. That's pretty funny.
I still have the recordings of that.
See, you paid for the theme song. The song's a lot longer than I thought it was.
I know all the verses, and because my brother's just really obsessive with it and got on my last nerve, and I learned about it because of my brothers. It was always Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm just this is mad annoying, and wind up. Oh, that's dope. That is what you're not gonna do over there, Chris. Be disrespectful. You're not gonna be disrespectful. Listen, I don't really care about, but I understand the impact Dragon Ball Z has had. I definitely do.
You care about the impact a show that takes 3 shows to get to the point of one fight. That's what you care about. Come on. No, we went from Eminem Lose Yourself, right? Eminem Lose Yourself to Pokemon Go. No one else needs to. Come on, bro.
Listen, Pokemon had a very impact on the age bracket. I didn't like Pokemon, but I knew about it.
It also had a game on the app that caused a lot of car accidents because people want to go Pokemon. That's what
Listen, I had 3 brothers who would wrestle me and do all types of wrestling stuff to me because I was smaller than them. Even though I'm the oldest, I was the smallest one. So they would do stuff to me, and then it was like, oh, we're gonna watch Pokemon today, and you'll be fine. And I had no sense for it because it was really good stuff. So we grew up, we learned stuff, you know. So I know all the words because of them. Like,
fair enough. So you should go ahead and get a Dragon Ball Z tattoo just to celebrate the history behind it.
Stephen King reference or
It's gonna turn heated. Do you think Goku could be Superman?
oh my god.
Man,
I don't know anything about either.
I don't know.
Oh my God, Superman's like the fabric of Americana. You know what I'm saying? There will be no
I'm a
protest.
Marvel guy.
Right now. Oh my God.
Marvel.
Oh my God.
I have to ask now. Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Please don't say. Okay. Oh, of course. That should not shock me at all. It would be Punisher. Shout out to the Netflix series because that was a good series.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Good actor. John Bradford is amazing.
Punisher. Wow, I don't hear that too often. That's you've been killing it with these answers, man. Punisher. Jeez. Okay. All right. Cool.
What about you two? You got your favorite Marvel?
Well, my favorite Marvel hero, Spider-Man.
Ooh.
And my favorite Marvel villain is Venom.
Yes, mine too. I like Wolverine. He's my favorite Marvel character. Wolverine. But I love Venom. I love Venom.
He's an anti-hero. He's not really a villain. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go with Carnage. Carnage is a badass.
Carnage is a villain. Yeah.
No, Carnage is good too. I feel like I like Venom because I was introduced to him first, and like the whole like thing he has going on.
I love Venom.
Thing, and I'm like, oh,
It looks so cool.
Cool. Exactly. Like it's creepy,
Right.
but it's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why he's my favorite Marvel like villain. So I agree. Cool.
I'm all about controversial questions, so here's the next one. Tobey Maguire,
Oh my god.
Andrew Garfield,
Andrew
or Tom
Garfield.
Holland. Gabriel's streak of good answers is ended right there when he said no.
Speaks for all of us.
What? Oh my gosh, no.
Spider-Man.
No, he was not.
He didn't play Peter Parker good. He played Spider-Man.
Okay, fair enough.
Really good.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm looking for the whole package, and I couldn't stand this Peter Parker like at all. But it was Spider-Man, yeah.
Too much of a dork. Like
Yeah, but
Spider-Man was only a dork when he was Peter Parker.
That's what made him a good
Spider-Man, he was
Peter
cool.
Parker, right?
He made fun of people. He cracked jokes. Andrew Garfield did that so well.
Tobey Maguire is still my favorite. I think Tom Holland's the best one to mix them both.
Good too.
Yeah, I think I can't say anything negative about Tom Holland, but Andrew Garfield.
I like him because like even hearing him like when he was like in costume and he was like talking to like in Civil War when he was like having a little conference to like Ant-Man and Cap, and I was like, I just want to see you with like Hugh Jackman for like one scene so you can annoy the fuck out of him because it's like you're just chatting, and it reminded me so much of like comic book Spider-Man that's one of the reasons why. Like I really liked it because I really got that. You do your job, but you're also being very annoying and at the same time, and that's like usually how I grew up. Spider-Man, like you did your thing, you was good with the camera, but you also was like kind of got under people's skin because you just didn't know when to shut up. So it was like I love that's the reason why I liked him. But Peter, it's just like a childhood thing, like you know, for me.
All right. Fair enough. I grew up with Spider-Man, the '90s cartoon, so you know.
No,
that's a good cartoon, man.
Yeah, Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, all the best comic book, all the best comic
those
book,
are so good.
Television shows were in the early '90s. You can't deny that.
Oh yeah,
you know? Can't deny it. All right, and I think Omen. Did you say your favorites? What were we talking about? Marvel hero.
Marvel hero.
Y'all ignoring DC. DC has much better heroes, but that's fine.
I think
my favorite DC hero.
Go ahead.
I think Wolverine would probably be my favorite, and that's based off the cartoon, the old cartoon. I didn't see any of the new movies. I probably saw the first Iron Man movie, and I'm not really too sure. I didn't see any of them too much, but I didn't see the new Spider-Man.
Wolverine, just watch Logan. Don't watch nothing else. Don't watch
Yeah.
Logan.
Whoa, folks.
They
Well,
ruined Wolverine. They ruined
Logan
him.
was a great movie, but I mean, I don't know. Do you like dramas? Do you like crying throughout a whole movie? Because that's if you do, watch Logan. That's how I look at it.
Logan was dope.
Logan was dope.
I did cry.
I know why you think Logan was dope. I mean, a lot of people were just like getting, sliced in the neck and head and all that other stuff. But if you really pay attention, he just cried and whined throughout the whole movie. It was just a sad movie throughout the entire thing. I can't watch it more than once. I don't tear up very often, but I see that and I just have I cry a little bit because he's a badass. He just cried.
You're not crying.
He cried. Come on.
Disrespectful.
We didn't talk about my favorite bands. I want people to lose respect for me. All right, you ready? All right, so my favorite band is the Spice Girls. Right? There you go. And,
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
The Spice Girls was amazing. What? That's one of my favorite child especially.
And Sync. There you go. How about that? There you go. But yes.
No, you're just gonna just be disrespectful. Okay. You already know
Justin
how I
Timberlake
feel
is
about NSYNC, so no.
I triggered you on purpose. No, but I love the Spice Girls. I'm about to and if I could marry Scary, I would marry Scary. And hopefully she's watching right now. All right, cool.
Trying to mess with me on the show. I see you, Chris.
I mean, I'm a heel. What can you say?
So, what
Yeah, but-
question I got from Instagram is, what do you guys like most about being on the road and being able to travel? What's like the best part of that?
What was that?
I got one of the questions that were sent was, what do you like most about being on the road and traveling to shows? What's like one of your favorite parts of being on the road?
Oh, just like I don't know. It's like I look at it like it's life experience, like being able to travel and like see places like I probably wouldn't be seeing or going to if I wasn't wrestling. So like it's all life experience for me.
Yeah. I mean, I hate traveling.
So yeah.
I hate driving. I hate all of it, but
I do too.
it is what it is. It comes with it. It's all. I would at the same time, as much as I hate driving, I drove straight to Texas before to wrestle for 2 days and then turned around and drove home. So like, it comes with it,
Comes with package.
So at least we enjoy each other's company. So all these we've been on the road to Georgia.
Yeah, I enjoy singing. All Earth Remember.
A lot of road stores going
That's
to Georgia. It was fun. We had fun. I like going places that, like Soriano said, we wouldn't usually be going to. We went to Pittsburgh, I think, a year ago. We went to Nashville, I think, 2 years before that or a year before that. Beautiful cities. I would have never been there had we not been wrestling. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're in Future of Honor. How long have we been in Future of Honor now?
Little over a year.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Almost a year and a half at this point.
How has that experience been, and what do you see as the next step? I mean, we automatically think we know what the next step is. What do you see the next step, and what are we trying to accomplish?
I mean, our goal, I feel like, right now is to definitely become full-time Ring of Honor roster members. And then from there, man, we want the 6-man titles.
Nice.
Everywhere. All 6-man titles.
Yeah, we want them all.
Yep. Go to Mexico, go to Japan. Wherever there's 6-man titles, that's where Primal Fear wants to be.
Yep.
We want to hold them all at once. We're going to take over the world.
Y'all want to be the premier 3-man team in the history of pro wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like trios, if you look around, there's really not too many that are like us in the way that we dress the same, we present the same package. Like it's usually just kind of 3 guys that thrown together, and we're that's what we're trying to get away from. And, we train together, we drive together.
We were built from the ground up as a trio. We probably started training or doing trio matches a year into our training. So the majority of our career we've been trio.
Nice. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I've had more 6-man matches than single matches.
And tag matches, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even 6-mans too.
And we've been at Feature of Honor.
Like,
go ahead, Matt. I said we've been at Feature of Honor training at like the Ring of Honor dojo for the past year and a half, and we've learned so much in the past year and a half. Just knowledge that you don't get anywhere else.
And it's been really great there because like they've really been pushing for us to like really get cohesive as a unit. Like before we got there, we haven't had a lot of 6-man matches, so our 6-man experience was like barely there. But once we got into the school, they really pushed that onto us to really like we should know what the other person's thinking. Like we should, like there shouldn't be any slip ups anywhere. Like and that's tough because like 6-man matches, there's 6 people you got to take account of instead of a 1-on-1 match or a 2-on-2. Like there's 6 people in the ring. So
yeah, I mean there's 7 people in the ring. You gotta find the ref.
The ref.
The referee.
Yeah.
Or else you get yelled at for making illegal tags.
Nice.
So you guys said you wanted to be like full-time Ring of Honor. Would you see, because I got this question asked a few times, so like, because WWE was always considered the main standard, people always assume everybody wants to be WWE. Could you see yourself being in WWE or AEW type of thing if it wasn't like Ring of Honor?
I don't know. Me personally, like I don't want to go to WWE. Like right now, I want to like pretty much like I want us to make a name for ourselves on the independent scenes to like where like everyone know who we are. Like I don't want us to have to go, to get a some kind of developmental contract in NXT or whatever and like not have, and not know if anything will come from it. So I'd rather us fucking like grind and like bust our asses on the road and doing independent shows, and try to make a name off of that. I mean, it's possible,
Yeah, I mean,
we just gotta keep at it.
It's definitely possible. It's happened in the past.
When I started like wrestling, I wasn't even aware that there was wrestling in the world that like wasn't WWE. Like that's all I watched. Like that's just how I came up. And like my whole life, I was just like, man, like I want to wrestle for WWE. Like it's all I want to do. But then like once you're in it, I mean, like right now, maybe it's just because we're returns, but like Ring of Honor just has like a feeling about it, Like when I love going to their shows. Like we have like our friends are there, like we're close with the people, on production. Like it's cool. I like right now. There's nowhere else I would choose over wrestling for a Ring of Honor.
Good.
I feel the same way.
And
I've always I think 2005, 2006 is when we got into high school, right, Soriano, our first year, freshman year, 2006 or so. I started watching around that time, like Kenta, Daniel Bryan, stuff like that. And I was like, man, this is great professional wrestling, great technical wrestling. And I always wanted to go to Ring of Honor. And I never thought of like being a tag team, being like that. I just Ring of Honor would be a great place to wrestle. It's where guys of my style would be wrestling. And it's just kind of surreal doing what we're doing right now, being in the position we are. And Ring of Honor is just such a bell-to-bell wrestling-wise, probably the best company in the world. I'd want to be in either Ring of Honor or New Japan. That's probably the main goal. I would love to wrestle Tokyo Dome, wrestle Kickin. That's a goal for me.
See, I just found out about New Japan last year. I had no idea New Japan existed. I went to the G1 show with a couple of people, and I was like amazed. Like to me, right now, they're actually my top promotion as far as like show quality, because it's like they don't have to necessarily overdo the gimmicks. They don't have to necessarily give like really good promos, and it's still really entertaining. And like you can tell, like I like that the Japanese fans always feel like calm. You can tell they're enjoying it, but they're so calm and collective while everything's happening. And then when something really good, then you see them get into it. And I was like so astonished because I was like, I didn't know this existed. It's been around for so long. I had no idea, which is for me why I did love WWE, and that was my main thing. It was like ECW, which I did watch. I really did like WCW. So I was like really into indie wrestling the last 2 years, and like one of my favorite tag teams who are in AEW now was the Lucha Bros. And I was just explaining a few days ago on an episode that the match they had with LAX at that event was so good that I was standing up from the end, and I don't do that. Like, it's very hard for me. When I'm at a wrestling, I'm like, you gotta impress me to be that involved. But when I'm sitting there, like, I don't really care what's happening around me. I'm focused on the ring. That whole match was so good from start to finish that I was just like, why do nobody really know about you guys yet? Like, why do people not see what I'm seeing right now? How quick and amazing you guys are. So it's like,
Right.
that's the thing that why WWE. Some people say it's the standard. I always feel like sometimes it really takes things away from people to an extent because sometimes they'll choose what the person would make the person in the first place. Like, and I mean, I guess because, like I said, from watching you guys matches, I would actually hate that to happen. That you picked WWE, like, you know what, guys, we're gonna just give you some new random gimmick, and then you're gonna be like, what the F is this? This is not what we got, from other shows. Like, this is not the team. This is not the Primal Fear we had, when we was watching other matches. So they give you guys some really weird nickname that be like, what the hell is this? And that's the only, like, WWE's good for things, but I'm not gonna discredit it because they've done a lot. But recently, sometimes with like the tag teams or the stages they have, you're kind of like, okay, what are you guys doing, or why are you changing them so much that they lost what made them special in the first place? So I actually like that answer because I get why people think WWE would be like the real goal, but it's I feel like it's also what do you guys want to do for yourselves in your careers? What do you want to be known for? Like, when you put the boots up and you're done and you like do something else, what is it that you know the world can remember you as a team? So I actually really agree.
Nice. Future to Honor definitely is up and coming. The future looks bright with the three of you young gentlemen in it. I definitely believe one day you will accomplish your goals. Ring of Honor is a very underrated promotion here in the United States, actually globally in the world. New Japan also killing it. You three are going to main event as a six-man. You three will, I'm sorry, it was three-man in a six-man league. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, three of y'all are going to kill it. I see big things for you all in the future. I'm excited about it. I'm excited y'all Ring of Honor. Make that impact. Once again, no pun intended, but make that impact. Make that case, and hopefully you'll be back with us one day in the future with the championships as we sit here and discuss why DC is better than Marvel. And I can't wait to do that one day.
Yeah, man, I can't wait neither.
Right. So is there anything you guys want to tell the viewers about, like, you guys have coming up, or things they can watch out for?
Do you have anything in the future, like any special matches or something coming up?
Right now,
we
had a ton of shows lined up, and then this virus wiped everything out.
F this virus.
Yeah.
For real, man. As of right now, no idea when we're even going to be in a ring again.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It should be soon, though. It seems like everything's starting to slowly open back up. So.
Yeah, they're trying to get everything open back up. I mean, but every other day I always hear about new spikes in cases and stuff. I don't know what is going on anymore. They'll say, hey, 1,078 new cases, 48 new deaths. But we're opening up this bar tomorrow or something like that. I don't understand. What is? We supposed to be scared or we're supposed to? I don't get it.
Yeah. Very confusing.
But I told Matt when I went to see him like a couple weeks ago. I told him there's only one way to describe this whole pandemic. It was the worst of times and it was the best of times.
All I know is when we actually do start doing shows again, we're gonna look completely different. We're not gonna look the same.
Yeah.
Last we saw us, everything's gonna be completely different.
Yeah.
A lot of transforming in this time.
I agree.
Yeah,
you already saw what WWE is doing, with the plexiglass that they have up. And you can tell that's going to be something they keep for a while simply because of the fact they actually incorporated with their interest. Charlotte Flair comes out, she looks like she's in a funhouse. So you definitely know it's going to be a different look for every wrestling promotion out there going forward. But it's the times, the best of times. You know, honestly, when you said that, one word to describe, I thought you were about to hit me with an SAWFT. But then you said the worst times, the best of times. So
Okay, well, thank you, you guys for coming on the show. This was actually really fun.
No, thank you for having us.
Honest, very
Thanks for
open,
having
very
us.
friendly. So I'm very appreciative of that. And like I said, I'm a fan. I had to like went through because I was like, let me make sure I know what I'm talking about when I'm like talking to them. But like, I'm really funny about my interest with stuff. Like I'm like, it takes me a lot to be interested. So I was very interested. It was very entertaining. The match you had against for your heavyweight title, I think maybe a year ago. Soriano, that was a great match. Like I was watching it earlier, and then my son was like, "What happened?" Because I was like talking to my laptop, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's happening?" And he's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Oh, I'm watching the rest of the match. Don't worry, like it's what's happening. I'm watching the rest of the match." It was really good. Like it was like
Which match was it?
it was a heavyweight title for
Was it a triple threat match?
No, it was actually a one-on-one match you had.
With who?
I know that there's a black guy, and I feel like
Hyena Hex?
he was a heel in that match. It seemed like they were mostly cheering for him, but it was a really good match, and you checked it out, but it was really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I was like I said, cursing at my like laptop. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like you kept like not getting the pin, and I'm like, yo, bro, referee, what are you doing? And I was really like cursing laptop. And then my son was just like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, it's just the rest of the match. Don't mind me. I was really into the match. So, I mean, you guys are really talented, and I really hope, like, you know, other people see, like, when I say it takes a lot to be interested in somebody, that I'm hoping everybody will see that, like, you guys are really good. I love to get it. Your promo videos is, like, amazing. I think I saw another one of the videos that you guys posted up, and I was like, this is, like, so, like, off. It's, like, off-putting, not in a bad way, like, I don't know if I should like these people for that kind of view. Like, it shouldn't make you, like, you shouldn't like it, but you do like it because it's, like, off-putting and creepy, but it's also, like, we're about to do this thing in a way. So I'm like fans, and I'm hopeful that you know everybody else can see just how well you guys are as like a team, because there's not many romance tables that are like really good that you can think of off the top of your head, like top 5 if not many. So I definitely can see you guys like just traveling and getting all the belts and all the gold and talking that shit and burning shit down and tearing shit up. I see that happening to you guys. So
Thank you.
It's over. And the next time I'm in New Jersey, I'll throw a party and I'll buy everything really breakable for you all. So I can just tear shit up.
To show you how it's done.
Exactly. I'll play a lot of different music too, because we, you know, heavy metal, rap, everything. You know, it's gonna be a great time. I don't know if y'all drinkers, you know, but of course I have plenty of alcohol there because I'm a drunk guy. I always call everybody Hammer so understand this. Can you tell all the Hammer that watch us and listen to us on and Can't We Trust and Unpopular Views where they can find you on Instagram and Twitter or anything that you want to throw out there?
You can find me at Instagram and Twitter. Oh, at the same time?
Go ahead,
Instagram, Twitter, MattOmen999.
I am Instagram and Twitter, Fear Gabriel 13.
And I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Soriano_saga. I'm also wearing our t-shirt. So if you go to prowrestlingtees.com/true primal fear. We also have a Facebook fan page, www.facebook.com/true primal fear.
But with the fan page, you got to put the little gimmick over the eye because of that goddamn heavy metal band. Primal Fear, they come up. That's why I got issues with them.
I can bet.
But yeah,
Thank you.
we got What a Maneuver. We got Pro Wrestling Tees. We all got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow our journey. Watch us kick people in the face and burn down buildings.
I miss it.
Nice. We'll omit that burn down buildings in case something happens. We don't want them to be implemented. But thank you. Yes, definitely follow them on all their social media. Buy a shirt. That's always the best way to support somebody is to buy a shirt. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com and purchase their shirts. And if you still have money left over, purchase one of our shirts at Unpopular Reviews at ProWrestlingTees.com. But buy a shirt for them and follow them on their journey because I say it, and I'm not just saying it because they're on the show. I say it because I mean it. These three are going to be big stars one day, and it was an honor. No pun intended.
We'll definitely be back.
Honor to have you. Thank you so much. I look forward to it. And I just like Kat. Hey, I enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed chatting up with you. I enjoyed because Unpopular Reviews. We do more than just wrestling. We also do movies. So I'm big into movies. Matter of fact, in a couple hours, we're going to review Avengers: Age of Ultron. Horrible movie.
Oh.
Yeah, don't worry.
I was talking shit on that movie the other day.
Yes. Oh my God. We're just doing it. So thanks so much. And appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you all in the future. Hey, you know what? It don't even just have to be wrestling. If you want to come and join one of those movie reviews, feel free. Feel free, and we'll discuss why.
Can we do Amazing Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'll reach out to you.
We're actually in the Marvel universe right now, so we're going in order. So
Amazing Spider-Man's not MCU. Amazing Spider-Man. We'll do one. We'll do one. I'll reach out to you. We'll have you in, and you can tell us why Andrew Garfield's a good Spider-Man who let his girlfriend get he can tell us that. All right, so that's good. Oh, look at this guy. He was late. He was the one I was just talking about with Gangrel. Was with him yesterday. He's the guy you ask about heavy metal because he's every time I'm around him, he's making us listen to heavy metal or wrestling music. It's terrible. I want to drink myself to death. But all right, thanks so much for joining us, Kat. You want to close us out?
So, Unpopular Review, thank you so much for joining me, Chris, Soriano, Gabriel, and Omen. Please go and watch the YouTube like I did. Look for their matches, they're really good. Support them, go for their shirts, go to their pages, share their pages, all that good shit. And thank you guys for joining us on your Saturday. See you guys.
See you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.